All right, what's going on, Legion fans? Welcome to another episode of Bad Pods, where we are talking about the second episode in the Bad Batch series, playing now on Disney+. We have Harry here today.
Yo.
Azrael,
Yeah.
the Ox King,
The Ox King.
Boom.
rolling in.
Yeah.
He's here not
Rolling.
only to talk to us about the episode,
Yeah.
but apparently he's here to also correct us on a bunch
which,
of stuff.
you know what? I'm going to say right now, I'm glad about that, because we are the
Well, he's
Legion of
gonna-
Comic Correction.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, I want feedback.
we get correction,
I want
right?
to get corrected.
And he is our resident Clone Wars expert. So,
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a big title.
oh, well,
yeah, better.
I'm going to wear that.
You got
Yeah.
big shoulders.
It's
you
a
got
big-
big shoulders.
Put
Better hold
the
that.
helmet on.
Yeah,
Put the helmet on.
on.
No. Yeah, so
Don't tempt me.
we're glad to have him here because this episode, not a lot happened.
Not
but
a
we
lot
can talk about what's
happened
going to
in
happen
this
So
episode.
later.
we're going to talk about the first episode
We're
again.
going to talk about a
No,
bunch of stuff.
Well, we'll talk about
I'm kidding.
Yeah, we can talk
But
about
not much
some
in
of
this
the episodes.
episode.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we did call.
Not much in this episode.
You did call it
Yeah.
in this episode.
What did I call?
You
I don't
called
remember.
the farmer.
Oh, yeah, that
Who they
cuts
were
here.
going to
This
see.
is the
Yeah.
guy. This is why I have to come in because he said, "Yeah, you called it the farmer."
Yeah, well,
Cut!
now in his, yeah, you are in rare form. You have an interesting for
No, but I was going to.
I'm just
I'm glad you didn't.
listen. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
start out.
He
It's
called.
just,
It was
I
Cut.
was-
His name, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
his
that
name
is
is
his
Cut.
name.
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm
the
saying.
part that makes me laugh is what I was saying before we started this podcast
Yeah.
was
Right.
that the excitement between the two of you, mostly Logan, for
Yeah.
like what the show is,
That's so cool.
having zero. What did we talk about when I came here for episode 9? Parameters about like anything Clone Wars. You sat for like 3 episodes. You're like, yeah, this is great, and your son's like, I'm done. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well,
it's just
To
funny.
be fair,
It's fun.
there's like 300 episodes to catch up on the Clone Wars, and my son pieced out on after
episode
the third
3.
episode.
Well, but
Dude,
you're almost done the first
the
season
first
now.
I'm
season's
almost
one
done
of
with
the
the
best
first season.
seasons.
I'm
It
almost
is
done
real
with the
good.
first season.
It is
now.
real good.
I'm almost done, and I'm
Yeah.
It
trucking along. I'm trucking along.
It made me chuckle,
Yeah.
and then I was having fun with you.
It's
okay?
fair.
Yeah.
But
Am I not allowed to
I
be
was-
excited?
I was channeling my nine-year-old
Are you not
self.
entertained?
I was channeling my 9-year-old self with you at your 33-year-old self
First off,
being excited.
first off, number one, sir.
I'm 34.
Number one,
No,
sir.
actually, are you 32?
I am 32.
Oh, I was
you
all
better
wrong.
Man, you
check
just
it.
look real
You better check it.
Wow! Heyo!
Rude.
Wow!
Today's
Wow.
the
Well,
day.
you yell like an old
All right,
man.
all
Let's
right,
go
all right.
outside.
All right, let's
Today is the day.
let's bring it in, fellas. Let's
That's-
bring it in. All right?
There it is.
I
Those
know
are
it's
fighting
a short,
words.
I know it's a
He
short
said mean
episode,
things
but
to me.
He did. But you know what? You say mean things to him every day.
That's
So
fair.
We
It's
say
true.
mean
It's
things.
fair.
That's kind of how we show our appreciation to each other.
Yeah,
We say
that's
mean
fair.
things.
That's
And
okay.
he's holding us to a high standard.
I am.
Yeah.
And you know, we're
Oh, yeah,
don't
go
you
ahead.
can't no, you gave that to him. You can't take
This
that
is
away.
mine.
This
is
is
mine
mine
now.
This is my nightfall now. No, you can, yeah. So yes.
He is right.
He has the most experience. Logan is
That's not why I'm saying it. It just makes me laugh.
is
It's
maybe
true.
done
No, but I'm gonna admit, I'm giving a different perspective. on
first
this.
It's good.
season
Yeah.
perspective.
A
It's
first,
good.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
fresh.
That's
Yeah.
I'm
You're
coming
a
in
rook.
fresh. I
He's
am a
ex-
rook.
Yeah, he's
That's
excited
right.
about
That's
it.
right.
Yeah. Now, if I'm honest, I have not finished Clone Wars yet either.
Right.
I have 8 episodes left, so I am all done the Bad Batch episodes. So I'm all caught up for this series' sake. But
Yeah.
there's still some things to wrap up that I'm very excited to see.
You know what's the funny thing though?
Yeah.
So yes, I am a rook in it. I had been 3 episodes in. Here's the crazy thing. So I watched episode 1 of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And now I know there's more about the Bad Batch in episode 7 of the Clone Wars. Shoot, if that's not motivation, my gosh. I started ticking away at the Clone Wars episodes. I was like, I gotta get to season 7. We gotta
Yeah.
get moving
Yeah,
here.
Yeah. Well, and there's things
Good
what's
stuff.
what's cool about, and you'll see it as you watch through Clone Wars. What's
Yeah.
cool is that Bad Batch has done a really great job of not like blaringly, but bringing in callbacks. We talked about it a
Right.
little bit in the first
Bridging,
episode.
They're bridging different sections.
Yeah,
of
and
the,
just making
the
it a
story
complete
arc
world.
that hasn't been made. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
So the fact that we're diving more into Echo now, who died in season 3,
Right.
and we are seeing Cut and Sue again, who we saw in season 2. Like they're in season 2 of Clone Wars, and they're not in there again.
Right.
And they're bringing them back, and like it's cool. And going to the marketplace on.
They were Cut and Sue were in season 7.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Way to go.
Well,
Way
listen,
to
you can't do
spoil-
a podcast about something that you had never seen before.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Spoiler, sorry.
Spoiler.
Ah,
You're right.
dang it.
Oh,
Spoilers on
you're
the
right.
podcast.
You're right.
On the podcast host.
Rewind it.
They
Rewind
are?
it. Rewind
They're
it.
on?
See, what's funny is
Wait, what?
everyone else
No, that's
has
great.
seen this.
No, that's good.
Well, this
That's
is
good.
good. Hopefully, they're going to laugh at us too. And
Yeah, they
that's-
should
I
laugh
hope
a
they
little
do.
bit.
Well,
Because I know I did.
I was real close.
Listen. If we aren't making people laugh, we are failing at
There's-
our job.
Yeah, they-
They just
that's true.
Pack it up.
Why
let's
am
get
I
out of
doing
here.
this?
I'm
I-
going to take the stuff
I
back.
know.
We're going to leave.
Call it a day.
I was real close though on it being Rex. I was a day off. Rex was there on that. I mean,
You are right.
they didn't go for Rex.
referenced,
They were going for Cut. But
Yeah.
but they referenced both Rex
Yeah.
and Cut,
Yeah.
both of which you called last week when we talked about this,
yeah,
and in where they were going.
no Chewy.
Which no Chewy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I heard
you
about
love that
that.
call.
I heard that.
That was a great call.
Well,
Great call.
the
Yeah,
thing was,
I
is
wish.
that,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The J19 sector has been referenced before, so
Yes.
it wasn't extremely hard to decipher that that's where they were going to go. Because
Yeah.
Right.
out of that sector, there's only, well, what we would call Salukami, but they called it
Salukami. They call it Salukami.
Salukami.
I think it was or Salukami.
Yeah, so that was another thing I wanted to bring up on our notes. We've been calling it the wrong planet the whole
Yeah.
time.
Well, but in
While
all
we're
honesty,
playing,
While we
while
play
we're
Rebellion.
playing
Rebellion.
Yeah.
Star Wars
Well,
Rebellion.
it's on Salukami.
Sorry, Cammy.
Salukami. Well,
Yeah,
Salukami.
Well, guess
Yeah.
what? I'm going to tell you. While we're playing Rebellion, it's going to
It's
still be
Salukami.
Salukami.
No, I'm changing.
Salukami?
Whatever.
Salukami.
Well, I'm going to
actually,
look for a whole new planet
in
now.
all, in all honesty,
where is that
when they said it, when they were like, "Oh, we're going to Salukami," I was like, "Do they mean Salukami?"
one?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Wait,
Wow,
wait,
what a bunch of
I'm like,
idiots.
wait-
They mispronounced this
wait a
at
minute.
Disney.
Wait a minute, they probably know." But the
Man,
fir- that was my
clone
first thought.
Do you guys even read a book? Jeez.
Clone trooper idiots.
Yeah. Well, so they go to Salukami.
Salukami.
They go to
Salukami.
Salukami to find Cut and Sue because they're looking for ways to vanish. Looking for
Right.
ways to
Yep.
disappear
How?
because
How
now
to
they're
do
being
it.
hunted.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is one cool thing that this episode brought in, and I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys caught it, but is the chain codes, which is something
Right.
from that was introduced in The Mandalorian.
Right.
And we never really knew what they were, other than they were used to track the bounties. So Din Djarin would get the fobs that
Right.
would have the person's chain code, which would give their age,
It's
their
what the
last
Empire would give the
location.
bounty hunters and everything.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But what we're finding out now is that they didn't just give it to criminals. It wasn't just for a criminal record. They're
Right.
literally numbering everybody. And
Yeah.
Echo makes a great comment at the end where he's like, clones tried to give to give themselves names instead of numbers.
They
Now
want to humanize
everybody,
themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
now everybody's getting numbers.
Can I go super nerd here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go real
Ultra
real
nerd?
or ultra nerd.
All right.
Okay.
You can try us, but
Just bear
You
with
will
me.
fail.
a
We're
minute.
really nerdy.
So,
if you didn't know.
you guys know that if we ever get to do it, Dune is my jam.
Oh, yeah, for
right.
sure.
Like the Dune
Well, once the movie
series,
comes out, we're gonna do a
I
podcast about it.
absolutely love Dune 100%.
Yeah.
And you also know that Dune is the basis for a lot of science fiction
Right.
that
Yeah.
has come out since the book.
The Spice Clans in Clone Wars is huge.
Right. And so actually one of the things here that's really cool is this is actually a reference to Dune as well. So
With the numbers?
not just the numbers, but the actual transportation. So when they talked about the fact that they started
Requiring.
taking
Oh, okay.
all of the ships.
Mhm.
They started
yeah,
removing all of
locking
the
all
ships,
the ships. Yeah.
and then restricting all transport
Yeah.
on and off the planet. The purpose of that is just like the God Emperor in Dune, Leto II.
Yeah.
What he did was he essentially restricted all transport in the entire galaxy. And the reason, which is brilliant, which is also the reason why the Emperor is doing this here,
Right.
is because it makes it easier to keep people at bay, to keep people docile when they are separated
Right.
and kept to their specific planets.
Right.
Right.
So literally, like this process of what we are seeing happening when the war is over, and that's what they name the hologram.
Right,
actually
right.
talks about the war being over.
Right.
This is a time of peace.
Yeah.
What they are actually doing is not peace. It's, I don't know if this is a word, but docility. They
Sure.
are
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
a word.
separate and remove all planet contact from each other because it will make it easier for them to control the galaxy.
It's sieging. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's
Right,
What,
yes.
I mean,
They're
it's
locking
what
people.
has happened
Yeah.
over time in history.
Right.
That's what they used to
Sure.
do to the castles. With you can't defeat a castle, but what you can do is starve them out.
Right,
Right.
But this is
Burn the bridge.
when they did that, when they started taking the ships and saying they weren't just taking impounding, they weren't just
Right, right, right,
impounding
military
vessels. They
This
were
is
impounding
everyone's.
citizen ships. Every person's ship was
Yeah.
getting taken.
Yeah.
That was I literally took that right back
Did they
to
mention
the God
weapons?
Emperor.
Did they mention
in,
like
They
taking
didn't.
weapons?
They
I
didn't
thought that
mention.
for some reason
I
they
don't,
did.
I don't think they did.
I
Yeah, I
didn't-
thought they
I
said
didn't
it
hear any
started with the
mention.
weapons, but and then it was the
Maybe.
Maybe
they
I
said
could
something. It started
but the
with something.
transport was
Yeah.
the big thing that I was like, my gosh, this is brilliant. It's
Right.
the Emperor's move to keep everyone
Yeah.
in servitude, everyone in docility.
But what's
Yeah,
interesting
for
to
sure.
see is that like they may have started like that, but obviously it didn't end and continue like that. You know what I mean?
Right. There's still when we get
So-
to A New Hope, people are
Right,
traveling.
everyone's
planet to
traveling.
planet.
Yeah.
Even Rogue One or Rebels or
Sure.
even Mandalorian.
Right. Well, I wonder
Which
if
is interesting. What happens?
Well,
you know?
Right.
I
They
wonder
make
if it's
changes
less.
here.
Like big changes.
And this goes to what you and I have talked about. So
Yeah.
there are big changes here between the end of the war and where they were at the end of the war and the transition to the Galactic Empire.
Right. Yeah.
This is
There's
where
a-
I was gonna fight you guys on.
Huh?
But go ahead, finish your talk.
There's the
There's
the economics. There's the economic factors.
Right,
So
right.
what we had talked
Wrong.
about. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm
What
just
am I
sa-
wrong about?
So
Well-
Go ahead in.
in the speech, he says, and I'll try to tap on the table too much, but in the speech, he says that we're going to be transitioning from a republic
Right,
to
to
a
a
galactic,
galactic
empire.
empire.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so they have all of those resources from the republic that are now being transitioned to the galactic empire.
Yeah.
Right.
And not
but-
only are they transitioning those, the separatists had funding from like the banking clans and the trade federation and like all these different like sects that
Yeah.
had a lot of money
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
lot of power even in the outer rim. So that means that they then just absorbed those, and if they didn't absorb them, they were going to siege them
Yeah.
and take them from them.
I agree with all of that.
So,
but what
like,
I'm saying is there's a time period for
Yeah.
them to do that.
And the banking clan
Like-
was
like,
struggling
that
at the
just
end of the
doesn't-
war. They were
That just
collapsing.
doesn't
They were going
happen
bankrupt.
overnight like he took power
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that's going to happen, but I think what they're doing is they're recognizing like it's going to take time for them to secure all of the assets that they are planning to secure. So what they're doing with like the clones, like we talked
Right.
about last time,
Yeah.
is they're evaluating like is this
it
where
cost effective?
is this cost effective?
That's
Which
the other-
I said is stupid
Yeah.
because that's where you put your money.
Right.
If
is in
you're
your
planning
numbers.
on doing all
Yeah.
of what you just said,
You need
see,
manpower.
you need those
Yeah.
people, and you need
And they need to be good.
strong people.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need
Right.
you need people you can rely on.
But
you need to
that's-
put your money into your troops, and that is thinking from a man who has won rebellion multiple times in a row.
You had to bring it in.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying.
whatever.
Thinking like an
Whatever.
emperor. Thinking like an emperor. That is
Means you
exactly
All
use
I'm
what
force
you're
saying
lightning.
is that they're technically wrong with doing what they're doing in the Clone Wars because there was a battle of Kamino, and if they don't do
Right.
it, that'll be extremely disappointing. Because
Yeah.
there
Oh,
was a
okay.
huge
Yeah.
battle that the
Well-
Kaminoans, which they referenced in the first episode,
gonna
that
say,
she held
I
that
think-
hangar door.
You're right.
So
Yep.
she held
Yep.
that hangar
Yep.
door, which is giving me an inkling that there may be, which
Yes.
would be awesome if they could do
Yes.
it, that there will be a battle for Kamino because
Yeah.
the clones
That'll be great.
that
That'll be
they're
great.
producing currently, when maybe Tarkin is saying like, I don't need these guys. They decide because
Right,
that's technically
right.
what they decide. They decide that they don't
Right.
need the
They
clones
don't need the
anymore.
clones.
Yeah, they-
So then
yeah.
those people
Yep, they
then
pull out
the
of that.
clones will be like, well, they're in limbo, right? So then
Right.
the Kaminoans will say like, well, you know what? Like we're not going to be taken over. We made
Sure.
these people who
Yep.
they are. We were the ones that gave them manpower. So then they're going to fight for Kamino. Technically, they lose in the end. Sorry, spoilers, but whatever.
Right.
You can look it up on YouTube. So anyway,
Yeah. Well, I think they kind of. I think they kind of allude to that though, with Omega's statements
But do you
of
think
there's
they
going to be
will?
things. I think they will.
I think
if they don't-
have to.
That could
eventually.
be
They
like
have to
the end of the
eventually.
season.
That would be a good.
Could
ending.
be
don't.
the Bad
Yeah.
Batch
That'd be
coming
good.
back to fight.
Yeah.
do we
Yeah.
know yet if
'Cause they
there's
call
a
it
confirmed
home.
second season of Bad Batch?
No, there's at this point.
Usually
I
they
don't
don't
think
do
there
it
is a
yet.
confirmed. Yeah, But
So-
that could be the
that
death
could be
of
it.
the Bad Batch.
yeah,
So
they
one of
could
the
die
things-
defending Camino.
Yeah, that'd be
That
good.
would be
That'd
good.
be dope.
Great.
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But one
well,
of the, but
well,
that's like
real quick before we move forward on that,
Yeah,
I wanted
go
to.
ahead.
So maybe because we were talking about how it changed by A New Hope,
Mhm.
people obviously can fly around and everything.
Before.
And
But that's
even
what I'm
before
saying.
that. Yeah.
What I'm saying there is there's going to be a number of changes. There's the
Well,
clones changing.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
there's travel changing. Like I want to see what some of these
They're in
transitions
flux.
are going to be.
Right.
Right.
Right. They're
What I'm
first going to
saying is-
secure everything,
Right.
and then they'll start to release things
I
back.
think
But
they're
what
just
are they going to
tagging
do?
them. I think they're just tagging them.
Tagging
Yeah.
everything.
So I think they're
I can
bringing
see
the
that.
ships in, tagging them, and then letting
Could
them
be.
leave.
But yeah.
Just like they're tagging the people.
Could be.
You know, they're tagging everything. So that way he just has a.
Yeah.
So he just knows the pieces on his board.
right.
That's
That's
what I
fair.
think
And the
is
other thing we are
happening.
going off of is like the Mandalorian's pretty much right around the same time as this.
Exactly.
Obi-Wan's going to be the Kenobi series is going to be right around this.
Right.
The biggest thing is that those two, the later that I just said, Obi-Wan or the Kenobi and the Mandalorian, are all based out of the Outer Rim.
No, is it
Right.
Mando? I'm sorry.
So-
I thought, and maybe I'm.
Oh no,
completely thrown
yeah,
off.
I'm sorry,
Mandalorian's
Mandalorian's
after.
after
Mandalorian's
six,
after.
yeah,
You're
I'm
Mando's.
sorry.
I was
Yeah,
going to
but
say. I thought
Kenobi's
I was
before.
completely.
Kenobi,
No,
Kenobi's
and
we were talking
Rebels
about. Yes.
is before.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Mando's
Mando's
after
after,
six.
which is
But-
I don't know why I just get the vibe that it's right after, but yeah.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But that's but
So they're
it's gonna
outer
tie
on
in.
the Outer Rim. So like, but so is Salukami. I have to say the
Salukami.
wrong
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
I
say it
didn't
wrong,
say it
say
wrong.
Say it
first.
wrong to get it right.
Say it right.
Salukami.
So
Yeah.
Salukami is I'm pretty sure it's an
Salukami is
outer
the outer
rim.
rim planet.
So what I don't get is that why are they? Because in those shows and movies and everything, it's known that like the inner rim is, it's fully embedded in the Galactic Empire.
Right, right,
Everything
yes.
is run. The whole
Yes.
Galactic Empire is run in the inner rim.
Right.
Yes.
And so the outer rim, they're fighting to get control. So that's the plans you see that aren't having those controlled outposts and this, that, the other.
Right.
They have outposts, but like not the whole main cities. Like
Yeah,
Mos
yeah,
Eisley
yeah.
is not controlled by the Empire, but they're there. There's an
right,
outpost.
right. There's
and
a
everything.
presence.
So
yeah.
what I don't get is like, I don't know. It's just like it's too early for them to have like that strong of a hold on.
Well, but
an
no,
outer rim.
I don't think so. And here's why: because at this point, they would have already had clone troopers stationed in places.
True.
So, like, at this point, they haven't consolidated into the empire.
Right.
They're still functioning as wherever their posts were during the Clone Wars. So
That's
Right.
true.
That's
Troopers are
actually a
there.
really good
True,
point.
but
And
there,
troopers
you
have
saw
taken
how
over.
many troopers were out. Why would they be on a place like Salukami? Like, you know what I mean? That many? You saw how many there were there.
yeah,
I don't know.
I
I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, but there seemed to be. I mean, there seemed to be quite a few, like, impressive ships on Salukami at that point. So,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
maybe it became.
These are also things
I
that
don't know.
the storyboard don't think of.
Right.
Yeah,
So like
right.
we're digging deep into this.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
they're
digging
not
really
thinking into
Yeah,
this
it's-
at
and-
all.
Yeah, right. Salukami was
So-
chosen for the sole purpose of bringing Cut and
Cut.
Sue back in.
Right.
Absolutely.
That was
Right.
why
the
it
sole
was
reason.
chosen, and they had to also bring up the fact that the Empire is tightening its grip.
Right.
So they just happened to. Yeah, you're
Yep.
right. You're right.
Which is
Yeah. Which is great.
the whole episode.
Great.
Uh,
Yeah. This was.
yeah.
I rated it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not a great one.
it was. I mean, it was fine. We got
It's-
some character
It's got to
development.
be
We saw.
bad to be like a 5. Like
It's got. Yeah,
have
it's
you
got to be real
you've
bad.
gotten to them? You have.
Oh, yeah.
But you can
Oh,
skip
there's some
right
real-
over in Clone Wars.
D Squad,
D Squad. Absolutely.
Squad.
You knew exactly what I was going for.
dude. And I watched every single one because I was like, "There's going to be
D stands for
something
droid,
good."
by the way.
Yeah, D
There's
stands
a
for
droid.
droid.
Squad.
Oh,
It's
I'll
all.
just
I'm just, I'm
It's
going
all-
to skip
I'll go.
this.
I'll go ahead.
all
and read those.
astromechs.
Yeah.
And this one little
Little
tiny
green dude.
alien dude. And they just go on. Now, there's one cool bit where they find
There is.
a lost clone with amnesia, and he's like an incredible, like, he does all these kill missions. Like, he's incredible, and he regains his memory long enough to like get them off a planet, and we see him fight, and it's really sick.
It's cool.
But other than that,
But besides that, they
it's
have
like,
like a
it's like 7
But I can
episodes.
YouTube that. I'll YouTube that.
It's like
do
7.
highlights
7
of D-Squad.
episodes.
highlights of D
It's like
Squad.
7 episodes.
I got it. Okay.
It's-
So
yeah.
whenever the Clone Wars logo
There's
is
not many
blue,
highlights.
Yeah.
blue, just skip that
Just
episode.
skip that episode. Got
I
it.
watched every single one of them because I was like, "There's going to be something
There's
that
gotta be
comes
something.
back."
Nope.
And even the plans that they stole that
Nope.
whole time never came back. The whole crux of this
Wow.
little
You know why I
series,
never came back?
because it was stupid.
Because it was garbage.
Because it was stupid. It was
All right,
so bad.
let's get
Anyway,
back to
all right,
this
So,
episode.
so the other thing we do
That's-
get
we
to
did-
see.
We're done.
No, well, we do get to see a little character development of Hunter and his desire to be like a
it's
parental
Baby
figure.
Yoda, Grogu, and
Yeah.
Mandalorian all over again.
Well-
I know. And this is what I said. My concern was.
Touching
Yeah,
the hearts and
but you
minds
know what?
of all
But
fans.
you know what? It's like
I don't
even,
mind it. It's
even
fine.
in
It's
Clone
whatever.
Wars, right? Even in Clone Wars, a constant thread and theme in Star Wars shows, movies, and even books is the thread of family. And like
Right.
Clone
Well,
Wars
I was
is
gonna
all
say, like,
about brotherhood.
Master and Padawan.
Yeah,
like Ahsoka and
mentor
Anakin.
and mentee, and like,
Right.
and so this is
That's
we
true.
got the brotherhood there, but then we're adding another thing where it's like,
I would say it's more.
how do soldiers take care of kids? Like they're bred for
They
war,
don't.
right? But
Well, except for apparently Wrecker. Apparently,
Wrecker's the best with
best
kids.
Uncle Wrecker.
father-
Yeah, Uncle
best
Wrecker,
fatherly
yeah.
figure out of all of them.
no,
You know
he
what?
just has fun.
Smash,
And-
smash,
Smash.
smash.
I like fun things.
Yeah, I like fun things because I
like fun things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
but it's like, yeah, but it's still that idea of like these guys were bred to kill.
Yep.
And now and they're abnormalities because they can think outside that box, and now they're seeing the importance not only of camaraderie in war, but the importance of family and protecting the innocent
Yeah.
on a more personal level. And so we get a little bit of build there, and I'm
Well,
not mad about
And
that.
outside of that,
Yeah.
I will say this: we get to see more of Echo actually.
Yeah,
do
Echo
something
gets
this
to-
episode.
though
Sure we
literally-
do.
No,
Well,
Though he failed to
he
get
failed
the boot
to get
off.
the yeah.
Well, yes,
get the
but
boot
what
off.
I'm saying is,
Yeah, he gets to do stuff.
I've
we
seen people in
literally-
Philadelphia get a boot off better than Echo.
That's true.
it's a good
And
point.
they've
I'm
got
not
both their
wrong.
arms.
Not wrong.
They don't have a robot arm.
Yeah, but they get it off like Wrecker.
Yeah.
Where's
But
your
my-
acetylene torch?
My point
Yeah.
is, in the first episode, we saw all of these specialty
Yeah.
pieces
Right.
from everyone except
Yeah.
Echo, and then they were like, "Oh shoot,
But even
episode 2,
well-
we got to put Echo
yeah,
in here."
Yeah.
So I want to see Echo level from Clone Wars though, because Echo like brought entire droid armies into play, and, like disabled them all by overloading power reactors. And,
I
like
think that's the biggest thing though.
get
Was
more
that, like,
into that.
that Echo is he died. You know, like
Yeah.
he died, so
Yeah.
he's a new person.
Yeah.
He said he's more droid than he is man.
Yeah.
So, but Echo's got a dope helmet.
Yo, yeah,
Yeah,
He's
he
got
does.
the Lobot, like
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
does.
Lobot from
Yeah.
Cloud City or whatever.
Yeah,
Yes,
He's
yeah.
got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
ring
yeah.
thing,
And
but
then
like
yeah,
then
it
it just
goes
like
around
sucks
it.
onto
Yeah, it
his
sucks
face. I was
onto
like,
his
oh, that's
face.
pretty
And then
dope.
he's got he's got the sick like displays along the back of his helmet and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
the
yeah.
light
Yep.
displays on the back of his helmet.
So then
They've
here's
all
my
got
question
sick
to
helmets,
you.
though. All
Here's
of
my
them.
question to you, because all of this was really based around what you had said, which is this like string of family
Yeah.
and being able to be a father for Hunter to be a father to Omega.
Yeah.
What do you think Omega is?
Oh yeah. What do you think? Did you hear our theories about what we? Oh yeah, I told you a little bit about it.
Well, I was before you said what you said last night.
Yeah.
I said pretty much the same thing.
Okay, good. So you were thinking
Yeah.
on the same.
So
line
I
as we
said
are.
that I think she's a strand of each and every one of them.
Yeah. That she's a
So, 'cause
conglomeration.
she showed
Yep.
how she got angry with Wrecker in the
Yep.
cafeteria.
Yeah.
There was a moment in this episode where I thought she was going to show something
Tech.
off. No.
Oh.
When she tripped and fell
Yeah.
running to the ship when
Yeah,
that
yeah,
You
whole
thought she's gonna
battle,
be like a
I thought she was
360
gonna
drop
grab,
kick thing.
Yeah, because there was a
Like,
gun in
yeah.
front of her.
Yeah.
There was a gun in
Grab
front
it,
of her.
turn, and
I was,
shoot.
she was going to grab
Matrix
and like,
that.
bah, 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 bah.
Well,
yeah. I was
Maybe
like,
she would have, but Hunter was too fast.
And then
Yeah.
Hunter didn't. And then
Hunter was
Hunter
too
saved
fast.
her. And I was
So
like,
in this
dang.
episode when she
Yeah.
grabbed the
the
blockchain, not
yeah
blockchain,
the chain block or the chain.
aw,
What? But it's completely out of my head. What are they called? Chain codes.
Chain codes.
chain codes. I
When
was
she
about to
grabs-
say
yeah.
blockchain amino acids.
Yeah.
Very
Very
DNA.
important for
Protein.
recovery.
When she got the DNA,
when she grabbed those, I thought she was gonna like program it, and now is
Yeah,
when we
yeah, I
saw
thought so,
every
too.
aspect. So the hunter, so she's perceptive
Yeah.
of like different things of like situations.
Right.
And with
The anger,
Wrecker, she's
with
angry
Wrecker.
at throwing the
Yeah.
food and everything, and then
Yeah.
like she obviously shot the
Good
crap out
shot.
of freaking.
She got
What's
a
his
shot in
name?
on
Yeah,
Crosshair.
on
so
Crosshair.
She's yeah.
And then I thought she was gonna grab the stuff and do like tech stuff.
And
Yeah.
she might. And she still
She
might.
still
She
might.
might.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
It is episode 2, but what I'm saying is
I
like,
bet you her one leg is a robot.
yeah, but he's not. He's not.
her one leg.
She's got one leg. That's a robot.
I know he's a reg, but I just he's
I
still
know.
part of the
I know.
bad.
Yeah, I
batch.
think she's.
Yeah.
I think she's. I think she's a part of all of them,
Yeah.
and the biggest thing that what makes her different is that she's a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
That's-
Which
yeah,
I think
the
that's
first-
Disney
the
like trying
first
to
female
kind of
clone.
push that a little bit, which I'm fine with. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's cool.
The
But like
first female clone though.
right, the first
Yeah.
female clone, which is huge, so that
Yeah.
shows that like cloning can be not just like baby males. Because like I think in episode 2 they talk about like
Yeah, that
like,
they could only
baby male
reproduce
yeah,
his
something
chromosomes
like
or
his
something
chromosome
like that.
and it's like
yeah.
male and something like along those lines. So like
Yeah.
maybe it's them proving that they can do it, and then it goes to what your theory.
What do you think
with-
about the Palpatine theory?
Yeah,
though? Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of like that's.
It's a little.
I'm
out
all
there.
about stretches, and I'm all
Yeah,
about
it's a little
bold
bit out there.
statements
Yeah.
because people at work always say I make big bold statements.
Yeah, yeah,
What's life without bold statements? You know what I mean?
That's
I'm just
right.
mediocre people. But
It's only
Quote
a
of the
bold-
day.
It's only
What's
a
life
big-
without
It's only a
bold-
stretch and a bold
Yeah.
statement if you can't back it up.
that's right.
Well, we really can't back this one up.
But the thing is, well, I don't know. The thing is, though, they
But-
made it a point.
disagree.
Yeah,
They made
well,
it a point to show
Yeah.
in Mandalorian
Yeah.
that
Right.
that
That
happened.
they were testing
so,
a whole bunch of different things with clones.
I mean,
and
we
the
don't
clone
really know
doctors.
exactly
sir.
necessarily
Yes,
what they
sir.
were.
Right, but we
what
don't know.
What
We
I
don't know
originally
until they
thought
were.
were they were the first of the
Snokes.
Dark Trooper. No, I thought
Right.
they were the
No,
first.
Dark
First
Troopers,
gen
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Troopers. because
right.
The ones who have
Those
the Jedi
that they had,
capabilities.
Yeah.
right? Those that
Or
they
the force,
had,
force sensitivity.
right? I guess so. Then it would be the third gen or whatever.
Third, well, no, because they said in that one they
Right.
started with people,
That's right.
They started
and
people,
then they
and then they went to
were
droids.
trying. Then they went to
So
droids,
that
but
would've
then they
been
were
the
trying to
first-
come back to them. So
Right.
it would have
A-
been
a
third
hybrid.
gen.
It would've been a
right. It
hybrid,
would have been
right,
a
right.
hybrid, so
So-
it would have been third gen. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's so. Do I think it's possible?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think that they're gonna do that in Clone Wars, which is technically a young child or young adult, semi quasi child?
I don't know. It's
show?
pretty intense.
Yeah,
It
this
is.
is not a child.
I know.
It's
this is
more-
Not a child
I know
show.
it is.
This is
I gotta
even,
be honest.
and you know what? It's
I
more.
watched it as a child. What are you trying to say?
It's more.
You shouldn't have.
It's more mature.
Really? I shouldn't have.
Well, he
It's
was
Star
like, he was in
Wars.
middle
What
school.
age
He
as a
was in
child?
I
middle
started
school.
like 10.
Oh no, then
was-
I was
yeah.
talking. I
No,
probably
his-
shouldn't
No,
be letting
yeah,
my
you
shouldn't let-
4-year-old
No,
watch it.
But
I
it's
call
even-
anyone under 18 semi or like 16.
I
and then
shouldn't be like.
a
That's
child.
different. That's fine. What I was
Yeah,
saying is,
yeah.
I really shouldn't be letting my 5-year-old watch this.
no.
Or
Probably.
my 4-year-old watch
No.
it.
Well,
Well, not the later
your
seasons.
5-year-old is different than some other people's 5-year-olds.
Well,
Well.
that's up to you as a parent. But
Yeah,
yes.
regardless,
that's your
Yeah.
discretion.
the
Discretion.
mood, the
Discretion.
mood, and the atmosphere
Yes.
in Bad Batch
Well,
is even more mature than
it's
the end of
darker.
Clone
I would
Wars.
agree.
Like
Darker.
the end of
Well,
Clone
some
Wars
people
was pretty
let their
dark.
kids watch crazy things, so
Oh,
they'd
yeah.
be like, "Oh, this is definitely a children's show."
Yeah, well,
So, I mean-
and people think it's a children's show because it's animated. Like that's
Right.
automatically you
Yeah,
just think,
Which
oh,
I
it's
always
animated.
was
and
cracking up
immediately
about how you
the
guys
thought.
talked
Yeah.
about the animation for like 45 minutes, not 45 minutes, but like
Dude,
a solid,
it's
like 2
so good.
minutes. It is good, but he's getting vocal. He's getting vocal.
I'm the artist.
Hey guys, look.
Yes,
literally the
power.
I'm the artist, man. I
I
appreciate.
know.
that.
I think
you
it's great.
See, like to
Release your
this,
anger.
yeah,
You
this
saw her hair.
episode. Oh wait, for sure the hair, but this
Yeah.
episode and even the first, like the depth, the field, the depth perception they're getting
Yeah.
by blurring the background,
Right.
doing the different lens focusing.
Right,
It's
it's
like
like
really,
they actually have a lens.
it's
Yeah.
really intentional.
I noticed
Like,
that,
it's
and
so
I
sick.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
your anger. Give in to your anger.
Do it.
Give in to your hate.
Do it.
No, I won't. I'll
Do
still-
it.
I would just like to give compliments to those artists.
Compliments to the others.
Compliments to the artist.
hey, hey,
Hey,
tell
give
them
some
it's a
compliments
compliment
to the artist.
to the artist.
Hey, they deserve it. Well,
They do.
Anyway, it's good. It's good.
It is good.
And yes, we
No,
will-
this season is
It's on
insanely
point,
different
yeah.
than what I grew up on.
Oh,
True.
Which is just really weird to say. Is like what
Yeah.
I grew up on when I was like 10 or like I may have been a little bit. I honestly don't remember.
yeah.
But I remember loving it. Then they're like, by the way, this is never coming back. Oh, it's back. By the way, this is never coming back.
It was a roller
It's
coaster,
back.
man. It was
Yeah,
a roller
I'm just-
coaster.
My emotions going up and down.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now we're back to get
And
a
now we're
nice
back.
cap, man. We're getting a nice
I
cap.
mean, it is amazing to see
Yeah.
that like there's something that they're bringing these
Dave,
things.
Dave
fully-
Filoni
fully-
had back
Yo.
surgery from carrying Star Wars for years.
Yo, because he's so good, man. I've said this before. He's the Kevin Feige of Star Wars. Like,
Yeah, but they don't
seriously?
give him enough.
they need to give him more.
They need to
Well,
give him
he
more.
was a
Give him
supervisor.
more.
Give him a movie.
More.
He was a supervisor on
Well, they did.
Mandalorian.
It was Clone
yeah,
Wars.
the Clone Wars movie. He was a supervisor
It was
on
good.
The
It was good.
Mandalorian. He
Oh wait, they
did
gave
Clone
him.
Wars. Clone Wars got a movie.
It
in-
was a Clone Wars movie.
It was a Clone Wars movie. It was
Oh
animated.
no! What I'm saying is they need to give him a live action movie.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's
He's
also
on Mandalorian.
he's a supervisor on
Yeah.
Mandalorian. And I think he's a supervisor on
He's a
Kenobi.
producer.
Right. Give him a movie.
Oh, okay.
That was just unacceptable.
No, I had said it multiple times and it
I
didn't
know.
sink in.
Well, no.
No, we
He
heard
said he gave him a movie. They gave him a movie.
They
They
technically gave him a movie.
It went in theaters and everything.
That isn't what I meant.
I know
And
you wanted to
know
lie.
it wasn't what I meant.
Wait, are you saying that?
I will give
No,
in to my
yes.
hate.
Are you saying that animated movies are
I have no problem
inferior
giving
to
it.
live action movies?
I'm
that what you're saying?
saying they're not the
sounds like he's
same.
saying that.
That's what he's saying. I
I'm
think,
saying they're not the
I
same.
think he's actually not a fan of
Force lightning.
Works every time. Works
Get in. Did it work?
Works
Did it
60%
work?
of the
It
time.
never works.
Every time.
It never worked. Yeah, that's right. The only time Force Lightning ever worked is in Clone Wars
That's true.
because
It's
it
actually
actually
true.
That's
he uses
actually
Force
true.
Lightning at all the right times in Clone Wars
That's
for
weird.
all the right
And
purposes.
who wrote this Clone Wars?
Interesting.
I guess you know
Dave
what?
Filoni.
Yeah, you know what? It's just because by the time we
Give that
saw him in
man
the
a
movies,
movie.
Thank you.
by this time we saw him in the movies, like when he was full Emperor, he had
Yeah.
fried his brain too much from
Yeah,
all that
man.
Force Lightning.
Yeah.
So he started making dumb decisions.
He hit the Force lightning a little too hard.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. You gotta take breaks.
Well, we need to see
Gotta pace
also. We need to see a robotic arm Mace Windu here
No,
somewhere.
no. Oh, so
Dude,
so
I don't
here's
know. It's
here's
not-
the
I don't
deal.
think it's gonna, I mean, I really want to see.
Okay,
it.
so
Mace
let's-
Windu, absolutely.
let's
but I don't
let's
How dare
say
you.
let's
I know,
say
right? You put the fight.
Let's-
ready to go.
let's wrap up this
Well done.
Well
Nicely
done. Keep
All right.
that.
Yeah,
Well
I will
done.
in the video part. Video one. Let's wrap up this episode by just saying something that we would like to see
Okay.
in the Bad Batch show.
Okay.
I know you already said
Ro-
you wanna
robot
see
arm Mace
robot
Windu.
arm Mace
Ro-
Windu.
robot arm Mace Windu.
All right,
It's
all right,
fine.
all right. Settle
fine.
down.
Mhm.
Chewbacca.
Robot arm Chewbacca. He doesn't lose an arm. Oh, he can grow
I
it
don't
back.
care. I don't
Master
care.
Blaster, Chewbacca, and C-3PO.
That's-
Yeah.
No, what I want to see is I want Bad Batch. We kind of touched on this on our theories episode, but I want Bad Batch to be the ones who rescue Baby Yoda, rescue Grogu, because Grogu is in the Jedi Temple at this point, and when they take it, he's going to have to get out of there somehow. And I want them to get him off planet
Interesting.
Yeah.
with whatever Jedi save him, and that could be Robot Arm Mace Windu, who saves him.
That'd be amazing.
And then,
Wrong
and
arm.
then, yo, cause
you're
Mace
right.
Windu knows he knows Bad Batch. He's worked with Bad Batch. He worked with them on the mission in Clone Wars. So
Did he?
he did. He was in there with Kenobi in the.
Oh, right.
in
He's
the
like, yeah, these
hangar.
guys are not,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. He
It's just
wasn't
funny
sure
that
about. He disarmed the bomb.
Right.
From
It
Admiral
was
Trench's
funny how
ship.
Mace Windu wasn't sure about them because they were like
Yeah.
not regs, and
Right.
yet Mace Windu is probably the most like unreg.
Unreg Jedi ever.
Yeah. Well, he's
He's like do what I say, not what I do kind of guy.
Yeah.
That is
yeah. Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
He's a
right.
bad dad.
Well, well, anyway, so he knows them,
Yeah.
so he can maybe contact them, have them come and get him off world with the child.
Right.
Like that'd be
That'd be
sick,
good. That'd be
man.
That'd be good.
And then Fennec could maybe Fennec could steal the child, or who knows? You know, like it could be
Don't know.
Fennec's coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Bad Batch get the child. How
What
about
do
you?
you want to see?
What do you want to see?
Guess.
Lots of things.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wants to see Obi-Wan.
no, you want to.
Hello there.
You-
Yeah, no. Battle of Camino.
Oh,
yeah,
I want that
the
to be
Battle
yeah,
of
yeah.
Camino.
Because
Yeah,
it
you just-
is.
yep.
Yeah,
they're
that's right.
showing like little like inklings, kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the lady held the door, like I said
Yep,
before.
yep.
Fair.
And
She wants to preserve the clones over the
right,
Empire.
that's like
Yep.
their life work.
Yep, 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 yep.
And like obviously this place was a city and everything beforehand. That's what
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got into this 2 episodes ago, the first episode. And I just think it would be so good if they do announce that this is their only season and they're
Yeah.
not re-upping the Bad Batch. Which how long can they really go?
It's like a Rogue One. It's like a Rogue One
Right.
thing where
Yeah.
you know it's going to end and you know
It's
they're going to
gonna
die.
end. You know they're gonna die.
Well, actually, they could just be in the Outer Rim, kind of chilling.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah, why
it's
do they
hard to
have
say that
die?
because
Yeah.
there are things that happen in Rebels that
Oh,
like
okay.
they
yeah. I
don't
haven't
say that
watched
like
Rebels.
that
Yeah,
these
yeah.
people die because they weren't around
Right, right, right.
when
right.
I mean there was a Delta Squad, which was the Clone Wars books that I was talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Delta
But that's
Squad.
Legends.
One of them.
now,
It's
right?
now Legends, but
Yeah, it's
they were
Legends,
like
yeah.
just as good or better.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's besides the point. But they kind of reference that certain people are found on a planet and they're like the last of a certain people that were mass produced on Camino. So
Those people.
yeah, so that we know of, and that's what they could do. They could be like, well,
Yeah.
that's what they thought, or you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Like,
You
but
could
it all
always
depends on what they
have
bring into
somebody
this
hiding.
season to
Yeah.
then for me to like solidify that point. So I would love to see Battle Camino and they die a valiant death,
That would be
like
sick.
a warrior's
be-
death that they deserve.
I'd be willing to bet
Yeah.
they, if when they die saving Omega.
It's probably gonna be that.
Yeah, probably. But then where's Omega going? Like, where is she?
She's hiding
I
out,
don't know.
man. She's
That's
hiding
what I-
out.
that's what-
the,
They save her, and then
Right.
the Emperor captures her and
Could be.
uses her to figure out how to
That's
make clones.
why.
So-
That's why I like this series so far.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
episodes in, is that they're bridging a lot of things. They are
Yes.
Yep.
bridging so
Yep.
much, and it's good. It's solid bridge.
yeah, yeah.
Connect.
But the
stuff.
problem is that Star Wars and Disney is gonna wiggle in there and like try to do things and try to make new
Yeah.
new characters.
Sellable characters.
Do you know
and
what-
then
Do you know what this is like? Here, let me give an actual like frame of reference. It's like the
Give me
it's
the-
like the
give me the last
6-year-old.
trilogy. Yeah.
It's like the 6-year-old. So it's like Fallon
Mhm.
making towers.
Yep.
Okay, that's what this is. Dave
Yep.
Filoni is Fallon making towers, connecting things,
yeah, yeah.
and
Here comes
Disney
Duke.
is Blake.
Oh, or
just
Blake,
coming
yeah.
in.
Blake would be
Yeah,
Blake would be
definitely
better.
Blake.
Yeah.
Just coming in and
Waving arms.
She nunchucks and 10 lighters.
Yeah.
She's got her
Knocks
Elsa
it all over.
microphone.
Yeah.
and
She's
knocks
coming
it
through.
all over, and then apologizes to Fallon.
Sorry.
Fallon
Yeah.
accepts the apology and then rebuilds.
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
That is the analogy
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, it's so Disney is apologizing while handing lots of money.
Right,
And
right.
Star Wars is like, okay, I guess I'll just do
So that's
it
the thing is,
again.
we all know
Yeah.
whether you're a fan or not of the last trilogy that they're recuperating from the last trilogy. So
Yep, they're trying
right.
to fix.
They're
They're
trying
trying
to
to crowd
bridge that.
control.
and so if they do something with Omega, I almost called her Delta, Omega,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I don't know, it's just gonna be.
Yeah.
They better kind of keep her like an Ahsoka, where they like just shoot her in here and then kind of like she's out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then
and not
maybe,
that I
and then
don't
maybe
like
she can
her.
come in later. You know,
right? Maybe
they-
she can come in
she'd
with
come in
whatever
the
they do with the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
right.
Whatever.
because
they-
she'd be
they
like,
could do a
she'd be
whole
But the
like
bunch of
problem
fun
is with
then.
that is that they're working around the original trilogy,
Yeah.
which is like the center arc of Star Wars and the character. Obviously, it's the originals, right? But it's also like what they're working around, and
Yeah.
they can't change that. So like,
right, they're not going to touch
so
that.
Ahsoka showing up because everyone was
Well,
okay
They
with
already
it.
did touch it, and it was a horrible touch.
Right.
So just
They, yeah,
Terrible CGI.
terrible CGI.
Terrible CGI.
Snapchat filter.
Yeah,
as
but
I
they
like to call it.
they hid Ahsoka by making her
right.
what's it called? What was her code name for
Uh,
Leia? I forget. It's
Not remnant.
no, man, I can't remember.
Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. There you go. Yeah.
Fulcrum.
So they hid her in
Right.
there, as,
And they did. And
they
she
did
comes
okay.
she comes back in
they-
Rebels.
Yeah, and then she comes
but
back in the
she's
Mandalorian.
from Rebels, aka the beginning of New Hope,
Right.
to the I think it's like 2 to 6 years or whatever they want. I think it's like 2 years of
yeah, yeah.
the original trilogy. Then it's like the Empire's destroyed. Where are they gonna hide Omega? You know what I mean? Like with
Yeah.
Ahsoka,
Right, where
like
would
maybe if
Omega
they
be?
did with Ahsoka, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That would be good.
Yeah, I guess she
Maybe.
could have been.
She could
Yeah,
be.
because
She
I
could
mean,
go with
so Fulcrum, like when Ahsoka was Fulcrum, her main task was protecting and hiding Force-sensitive children or children
Right.
that are
Yeah.
important to the Empire.
true.
And so maybe she ends up hiding her somewhere because she's
Right.
important to the Empire.
she may not be force. I mean, she could
Right,
be
she
force
might be
sensitive,
Force-sensitive, but she might. But still, she's important.
She's important.
She's a
right?
valuable asset to the
Yeah.
Empire, and so maybe
She's
she
the
just-
last of the Bad Batch. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she tucks
yeah.
she tucks her away somewhere.
She's the perfect clone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
She tucks her away
The
somewhere,
epitome.
and then
Give him compliments to
Compliments to the scientists who made Omega.
Hey.
yeah, they did a pretty good job.
And on that note,
All right, well, we can't wait till next episode. It comes out
Yeah.
next Friday, so we'll be back out here again next Monday.
That's right.
All right.
boom, boom.
Thanks for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're also on the major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction.
That's right. And make sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/Legion of CC. New episodes come out every Monday.
And Wednesdays.
No, just Mondays.
And Wednesdays?
I don't think we can do Wednesdays.
We can do Wednesdays.
All right, Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place, same Legion.